Y'all already know the rules. When you come in my house, take off your shoes and super violate that like button. It don't cost you nothing to hit that like button. Shall we begin? Shall we begin?
Anthony Joshua's accident in Lagos, Nigeria should act as a reminder for Africans in the diaspora to stop fantasizing about Africa. What you saw in that video where you had an accident, people got brains crushed out there lying on the road, and there is no paramedics, no emergency support, that is the reality of what most people have to live by. Majority of Africa is like that. Someone got an accident and people are just praying for him, telling him he's not going to die. And there is nobody there seriously to help. These are, for the most part, dysfunctional countries. And this is the reality of it. That's why your parents left a long time ago and tried to create a life elsewhere where you are now based. So if you're going to go to Africa, dirty December, sure, have fun. But just remember, if something goes wrong, you're on your own, there is no support, and you would easily imagine if Anthony Joshua had only 30 minutes to leave, that if he didn't get support within 30 minutes, he would lose his life. Well, would probably lose him by now, because you saw in that video there was nothing. It's just the guy's traumatized and people just got cell phones outside in his face and just screaming and making all this making a lot of noise. It's crazy. So when you make all this money that you're making, and you have all these fantasies about the motherland and Africa and so on, man, look, you don't have to do it. Go elsewhere. Go to Dubai, bro. Go somewhere else where you'll be safe, you'll be taken care of, and if something goes wrong, there's actually systems at work to protect you and to help you. I know the fantasies are so big, so real in a lot of people's heads, and I like going to Africa myself. I love it. But don't go with these fantasies that a lot of people have. It's just not realistic. And when Trump comes out and say, oh, these are, that is true. Even though a lot of Africans don't like to hear this and they hate him for it, that video is proof. In what function of society you would have that kind of scenario happens? So stop fantasizing and get real. If you're gonna go to dirty December, just remember, you are on your own.
Did Anthony Joshua get in a car accident in Nigeria today because he failed to follow the script? Now look, I know not everything's a conspiracy theory. At the very least, we gotta take like a way closer look at everything that's going on. Who lost? Who lost big on the Jake Paul fight? That's a good question to start with. So having said all that, a lot of people right after the fight were talking about Jake Paul's tongue and the weird tongue movements he was making at Antony right before the knockout. And there was some speculation that maybe that was a sign. Maybe that was Jake Paul being like, yo, bro, chill. You're going too hard on your boy. And then that would explain why Jake Paul looked like confused and scared in this shot, because he's literally going, this ain't on script anymore, and he's about to knock. And what a beautiful moment it was. Are these accusations baseless? No, because it's pretty obvious that Mike Tyson fight was scripted. I mean, there were multiple moments in that fight where Mike Tyson was clearly pulling his punches, holding back. And let's not forget about the whole humiliation ritual with the assless chaps that Mike Tyson was wearing that was on TV. Like, that was just weird. And the fact that overall Jake Paul does seem like a perfect little Mason plant. Just a Ohio boy, you know, I don't know. The Anthony Joshua crash today, though, is a very, very interesting coincidence. Now go Texas. Don't ask questions.
Show you the streets of Nigeria. Olosina.
Let me start off by saying peace. to the 2 team members of Anthony Joshua that passed away. Now, with that being said, it's crazy how a car accident turned into a conspiracy. Scooby-Dooby-Doo? It's funny how a car accident turned into a conspiracy. Now, normally, I'm the conspiracy theorist, and everybody else is calling me out for it. Like, for example, when I spoke about how The Door and Gilly and Wallow getting that $100 million check, and it led to Gilly's son getting his TV turned off, and everybody sent up there saying, oh, were you disrespecting Gilly's son? No, I didn't. I told you how evil works. When you sign contracts with evil, you sign contracts with Satan. And there's a door. And behind that door is evil. It's like watching the movie Final Destination. But at the same time, we also have things called technology, right? Smart cars, smart devices. You got things that can detonate. Make a long story short, that car crashed into a car that was parked, which means something on that car malfunctioned to make it crash, because those brothers been out there in Africa before and they knew those roads. So for their car to just mysteriously hit a parked car, we all know something just ain't right. Now, if it was snowing out there and it was snow on the ground, then I would totally understand that, yes, you can lose control in the snow. But just randomly crashing into a parked car, it is what it is. And the crazy part about it is, this is not even the route that I intended to take at all. I wasn't even going to touch this topic, but I see so many videos being made about Jake Paul getting his jaw broke. And we all know, in past contracts, it was in the contract that Jake Paul was not to lose and he was not to get hit. I think somewhere down the line, with all the shucking and jiving that Jake Paul did, I think Anthony Joshua decided, I'm going to teach this boy a lesson. A real lesson. And he did. He hit him so hard, he shattered his jaw. He hit him so hard, he shattered his jaw. Dogs, I'm not even showing the videos with the wires all in his mouth. I said YouTube might decide that that's too graphic. So I'm not even showing that. He got his jaw wired. He got his jaw tapped. And then you got to understand something, right? Why would people be pissed off that Jake Paul lost a rigged fight? Why would people be pissed off that Jake Paul lost a rigged fight that was unrigged? Because there's gambling that goes on in these fights. Yes, there's gambling. Remember, Tekashi 6ix9ine, he bet his money on Jake Paul. Boy, boy, did he lose. We are living in a world that we have to question, was a car accident really an accident? Or was this car accident similar to car accidents like Princess Diana or the dude from Fast and the Furious, Paul Walker? It is what it is. That's my take on the situation. For me, I don't know. I can't call it. But I will say, something just ain't right. You let me know how you feel about it. Put it in the comment section. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. I'm out.